What is up, you beautiful people? What's going on? Happy Labor Day weekend. Look at the new swag we got there, man. Yeah. Got some new swag in the store, motionsportsnetwork.com. The hats just came out, man. Look at that. And they got a little bit more surprises coming to you. Man, it's going to be fun. Man, we're trying to grow this thing. And, man, we're just talking sports. Sports without all the fluff, sports without all the junk. And, man, we are just talking what's actually on the field. How about that? You know what I mean? I mean, if you want all the other stuff, I'm sure there's tons of other shows that have all the other stuff. But we just want to talk sports. And my buddy, my brother from another mother, way back when, man, is with me, Mr. Sam Kales. What is up, brother?
Oh, this is going to be bad. Let's do this.
I got you. Can you hear me? All right. Well, anyway, he's having issues, so we'll get back to him. But anyway, man, what's up, everybody? Let's see. Are you still with me? Nope. All right, he's not here. But anyway, we got a ton of stuff to talk about, and I want to get started, man. What a weekend! What a weekend of college football, and it was so fun to sit down and just watch football. For a change. And man, it was slated starting on Thursday. We had a ton of games, and man, it was phenomenal. So let me try to get Sam. Sam, are you with me?
Hey, check it out. It was a volume switch. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
If you turn up the volume, I can hear. It's this weird headphone thing, man.
It's amazing that's what happens, right?
Yeah, your hat looks better than mine.
Yeah, the hat is just, it came out so good, man.
Those are awesome.
So good. They're coming. They're in the store. They're already in the store. Motionsportsnetwork.com. It is in there, man. Dude, what a weekend of football, man.
Love it. Man, I've always been a bigger college football fan than NFL fan.
Yes.
And I said it last week in the show. The way that the NFL just takes this weekend off, gives it to college football, and college football does it up and does it right. We had tons of great matchups. Even if you're not a Georgia, Clemson, Alabama fan, I enjoyed the West Virginia Maryland game, even though West Virginia ended up losing. Heck of a game. It's just a heck of a full football weekend.
It was phenomenal, man. And your boy actually put his money where his mouth was. Your boy was 14-4-1.
Woo!
Killed Vegas. Killed 14-4-1 is what I want to be in, man. It was phenomenal. But
where were your losers at?
I got my card right here. I will tell you.
Nobody cares.
Everyone wants to know the losers, but no one wants to celebrate the winners.
Hey, you 14. We don't have time to go through 14 winners. We can cover your 4 losers real quick.
My losers were, I picked the over of Georgia Clemson. That was a big loser. A 49.5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big loser. My also over, which was I lost by 3, which was the Alabama-Miami over. I thought Miami was going to do a little bit better than 14 points. So
Miami didn't even sniff that 18, though.
No, they didn't. But I did pick Alabama to cover. So I had the over at 60.5. It wound up being 57. Marshall Navy under is what I chose. I wasn't a believer in Navy's offense, but that just barely lost. But Marshall put up a little bit more points than I thought they were. I believed in Marshall's defense. Didn't really. I was not a keen fan on Navy's offense, but Marshall put up a lot of points. So Marshall, it was at 47.5. I picked the under, and I also lost the Texas A&M Kent State match. I picked the over of 66.5, and I was all betting on Texas A&M to go off, and they did somewhat, but Kent State just sucks. So
yeah, I did. Actually, somebody messaged me yesterday. What do I think with? They wanted the advice on Notre Dame at the -7 and under the 55.5. I said the under 55.5. Oh, that was a no-go. I didn't love it, but and I said Notre Dame by 7, take it all day. Oh, nope.
I had Florida State money line to win. They had +7. I took the 7. I said, nah, Florida State's going to win this matchup, and daggone it, they almost did. So, but yeah, man, I mean, it was Look, man, we started back Thursday, and we had a great game. I mean, between Ohio State and Minnesota.
Yep.
And man, Ohio State, not really sold on them yet, man. I mean, they're just getting their gear started here. But I'll tell you what, going into Minnesota is a tough place to play. Minnesota, really did well at home, but at the end of the day, OSU's defense wound up winning the game for them, I thought, and then they just ransacked Minnesota in the fourth quarter, and they wound up winning by 14, which was a push. But I'm not sold on this team, man. I'm just not.
I don't think I am either. And after watching Penn State, Wisconsin, I like Penn State, Wisconsin. I like both of them, even though it's Penn State ended up coming out on top in that one. I like Penn State. And without looking at the schedule right here in front of me right now, but the Big Ten does tend to play, have people play, and I'm pretty sure that's just a couple of weeks out. Ohio State, Penn State, Ohio State may have their hands full with Penn State.
I was also impressed with Virginia Tech, their defense, what they did to
Oh
shut down
man.
Sam. I was very impressed with them. Look, let me just say this, Sam. The ACC's in trouble.
Yep,
the
I'm with you.
ACC is in trouble, man. After what we saw with Miami and Alabama, and what we saw with Clemson, and now what we saw with North Carolina, the ACC is a dead conference this year, man. I mean, they're not going to get a playoff team. They shouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as the weekend started off, I started writing a column. I didn't like where I was going with that, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to pause on my column for this week. I want to watch some football, and then I'm going to talk about it after. I've got my outline, my beginning, but one of my points, two of my points. This is the year the ACC or SEC finally proves they're overrated, and the ACC is going to step up and punch the SEC in the mouth.
I'm glad you didn't write that column because
no, it is in the process of being wrote. But I have no problem with accepting that I said something that I said something wrong. These are my opinions, and there's going to be a million people giving a million opinions, but these are mine, and I'm going to stand by them, and I'm going to back it up with some of the reasons that I thought, but okay. Hold on. We've had 1 week of college football in the books. Am I wrong?
Yeah, every week.
Am I wrong? That's true. But when we get into, as you saw, Virginia Tech just took care of North Carolina. North Carolina, number 10, North Carolina. Who's going to be scared of North Carolina?
Well, here's the deal. It's not too early to talk about playoffs because, this is what these kids are going for. But
absolutely,
the fact of the matter is, man, look, you've got a Clemson team that obviously dominated the ACC for a couple of years now, right?
Yep.
You've got now them losing to Georgia, which Georgia, again, is look, they're ranked 5. They'll probably wind up being a 3 or maybe even a 2, which, again, I'll give you my top 5, my top 10 here later. But with Georgia not scoring an offensive touchdown, Georgia, though, has an easy schedule between now and the championship game, right? So if they go undefeated during the regular season, right, you count them in the playoffs. So you got Alabama and now Georgia,
absolutely,
right?
Yep.
And Georgia is always going to have the upper hand on Clemson because they had the head-to-head, right?
Yep.
Clemson doesn't fit the playoffs. There's not a team in the ACC right now that's going to be able to flip this, get this playoff thing. Because here's the deal: you've got Georgia, Alabama, possibly a Texas A&M in that playoff spot, and then you have basically a 4th spot that you just got to look at and say, look, is it going to be Oklahoma? Is it going to be UCLA, who I'm impressed with? Chip Kelly's got UCLA going. But I just don't see Ohio State could be there. But I just don't see anybody taken out from the ACC into the playoffs. I think this week mattered so much. And now, look, man, Clemson didn't score a touchdown either, right? Now, they could say, look, it had 1 loss. They only lost by 7, and that 7 points came from a defensive touchdown. But Clemson's really going to have to show up between now and then. But I'm telling you something, this Clemson team is literally the redheaded stepchild of last year's team. They didn't look good at all.
No. They didn't look like they've ever played in a national championship game, let alone win one. That Clemson team that played Saturday night. As you were talking about Georgia or Georgia as a possible playoff team, this is one of the bummers of SEC scheduling. After that Georgia defensive domination, how bad do you want to see Georgia, Alabama now?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
Oh, I'd love to see those two.
No, because I'm not
against that defense. I'd love to see it.
No, I don't because we've seen this thing all over again. There's nobody right now, that's on the same platform right now as Alabama.
Correct.
Alabama does not rebuild; it reloads. Alabama is got 5-star athletes all across the board. And honestly, look, man, I'm not interested in seeing it because we've seen this time and time after all over again. Alabama, Georgia in the championship. I mean, we've seen it how many years now? You know what I mean?
Oh, right.
I just don't want to see it. And, I mean, look, Alabama is going to be dominant. And the same old thing. Look, Nick Saban is getting better. Nick Saban is getting better.
He is. He absolutely is, yeah.
It's just not fair.
No, it's not.
I mean, but I'll tell you what. I'll say this, and hopefully we'll have somebody come on for the SEC, but Bryce Young has sold me. I texted Jeremy Baker, Juice. I said, Bryce Young absolutely sold me in the first half. He's going to be the best Alabama quarterback ever to come out of Alabama.
Yeah.
Ever.
When we were
including Joe Namath.
When we were talking with Juice last week, and he laid out some points of, this is why your Alabama could possibly not be an undefeated team, possibly miss the playoffs, but not be the Alabama team that Alabama teams have been for the last Nick Saban years. But I didn't believe it. They don't rebuild, they reload, and that team is just reloaded. Alabama's quarterback Young, is he a sophomore? Did I see he's a sophomore? So great. This kid's he's going to do it this year. He's going to do it next year. He's going to do it the year after that.
Right.
The rest of the NCAA schedule. Too bad.
Yeah. No. Isn't he a freshman? No, he was a redshirt freshman.
Okay. So
last year. So
second year. Yeah.
Yeah. Second year. Yeah.
Right.
But the kid is immaculate. I mean, when I saw him, stand up in the pocket under pressure, throwing the ball with absolute precision and speed, rolling out of the pocket, being able to throw on the run. Dude, I'm telling you, this kid has got the goods. And I think, again, I know it's too early right now, but I think this is another Alabama quarterback that's going to be starting in the NFL. You're going to have 5 Alabama quarterbacks starting in the NFL. Mm-hmm. You will have 5.
Yeah,
that will be absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And like you said, this kid has a chance to be the best of the bunch. Stay there under Nick Saban for 3 years and learn and keep learning. And
he can now because he'll make more money in school.
Yes, he can. He can.
Especially after that performance.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
endorsements are going to start coming in like crazy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I am super, super impressed with this kid, man. And by the way, Alabama's offensive line is just on another level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's you hear people say, well, could Alabama beat the New York Jets, the Houston Texans, whoever the worst team in the NFL is this year? And the argument always is men versus boys. I'm starting to not believe that anymore. I think Alabama fields men. They skipped starting boys. Those are men that play at Alabama now.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, those guys are just insane. I mean, insane. So I don't know, man. It was impressive, to say the least. It was definitely impressive. But,
and nothing that big national TV stage didn't scare him one single bit. I thought it may, you may see a little hiccup early out of them. No, it's just pick up right where we left off.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. Well, look, I'm going to say something controversial here. I'm going to give you my top 5 teams already. This is after week 1, okay? This is what I saw after week 1, and I watched, dude. When I say I watched a ton of football this weekend, I watched a ton of football this weekend. This is not to demean anybody. This is based on their games, their performances. But this is my top 5 after watching what I saw on the field. And again, this is not going to be the end all, be all. But my number 1 is obviously Alabama. I mean, they're 1A, B, C, D, E. I mean, they're just on a whole island by themselves.
1 through 5 are Alabama.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My second best team in the nation right now is Texas A&M. I think you're going to see Texas A&M and Alabama, or I'm sorry, Alabama at Texas A&M is going to be a slobber knocker. I think the only team that is going to come close in this nation of beating Alabama is this Texas A&M team. I think, man, this team is a solid team. My number 3, and I hesitantly put them there, is Georgia. Their defense is good. Their offense is terrible. JT Daniels did not score a touchdown, against Clemson. I'm sorry. Clemson's got a good defense, but not score a touchdown. People are putting them number 2. No. My third best team I've got. My fourth best team is Penn State. Going into Wisconsin, I think is impressive. Even though it wasn't a high-scoring game, doesn't matter. You go into an atmosphere like that, the jump around thing, man. I mean, the students were just going crazy. I like what they did. They controlled the game. It was 0-0 for the longest time, second quarter. Then the Penn State offense, wound up punching it in their late second quarter. But I dig their defense. I dig what they're doing. I like what they have.
They controlled that game.
They did. My 5th best team is UCLA. UCLA beating Hawaii, which is not a great win, but that win against LSU, I believe LSU had the better athletes, but UCLA came out and just punched them right in their mouth. And
they did. Yeah.
And the crowd that was there was all pro LSU crowd, and UCLA came out there and punched LSU in the freaking mouth. By the way, Coach O is going to get fired after this year.
This is as I said, that I think that you're going to start seeing the fall of the SEC. That's their demise is greatly exaggerated. But those are your teams. It's your Alabama, Georgia, Texas A&M. They're going to stay in the top of the football rankings. But your Floridas, your LSUs. Those are teams that you're going to start seeing. It's going to be the middle of the pack of the SEC that's going to start to falter and bring that conference down as a whole, but not by much, because the top of that conference is going to be so much better.
What you don't see on there is Oklahoma, and what you don't see on there is Ohio State. They've got some proving to do. Now, look, this list is going to change after 2 weeks, or after a week, after week. But right now, my 5 best teams are on that paper. And I just think that's the way I saw it after week 1. You know what I mean? So
I can't disagree. Maybe the UCLA, just because it's a little early to anoint them as anything grand. But of course, Alabama, and Alabama, Texas A&M are that's a matchup that's going to be the best chance for Alabama to lose somewhere. I've got Georgia higher. I liked what that defense did, and if that is going to be what carries them through this SEC season, I'd be worried of Georgia come SEC championship game if I was Alabama. I'm fine with Ohio State, and I'm even fine with Oklahoma. There was some very weird circumstances to that Oklahoma game that it should have been a road game for Oklahoma. the fans kind of tried to cheer for, root on Tulane, but that was Big 12 football. It's high scoring shootout kind of football, and you're going to see all the Oklahoma games this year be like that. They're going to be in the 40s and 30s. They're just too good. If Oklahoma played Penn State this weekend, who would you be taking?
I would actually be taking Penn State. Jason, I'm sorry, Rattler.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rattler. Too many mistakes. Oklahoma's defense is terrible. It's Swiss cheese. You give up that many points to Tulane at home.
Big 12 defense is Swiss cheese.
Well, but that's my point. Okay, but you're gonna play a Big 10 game that likes to control the ball, running the football. I'd take a low-scoring Penn State over a high-flyer Oklahoma offense, because I'm telling you, Penn State would win that game in a neutral site. I'd say Penn State is going to win that game.
If it was at Penn State, I'd give Penn State a chance, but in Oklahoma or neutral, I'd be taking Oklahoma.
Didn't Rattler? I think, let me look up his stats. I think he had 3 interceptions.
But
is that right?
He did not have a great game. I know that. But if we're just going to sit here and agree with each other all day, then this is stupid. You say something, right? So it's just those are the things that I see and the things that I like. Oklahoma, I think, was fighting SEC jitters. Oklahoma and Texas have been the headline of the last month here of the college football season. I think they finally needed to get on the field and put all of this, we're headed to the SEC stuff behind them.
But it's going to haunt them for 5 years, or 3 years.
Oh, it is. This year, I think they can fight it off well enough. The next, until 2025 when they leave.
Spencer Rattler was 30 of 39. That's not bad. 304 yards, 1 touchdown, only 1, and 2 interceptions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how about the ending of that game too? I mean, you give the Tulane kid another half yard, and then we're talking a totally different thing.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, as I said, I'm just not sold on Oklahoma. They are definitely not the number two team in the nation. I posted that, and I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. But anyway,
my number 2 would be Georgia after the way that they played, and I think if they can, if that is going to be the signature of their team, then okay, go. Yeah. Let's ride this defense. Yeah,
no doubt. Well, let's talk a little bit Major League Baseball before we get into the king of all sports, and that's NFL, man. Man, look, the freaking wild card is crazy right now, man. Between the Reds and the Padres, the Reds are just giving up. They're on 2-game losing streak. Padres are right there. I think Padres now are in the wild card. Is that correct?
I am pulling it up right here, and it would be the Padres, the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Padres have a 1-game lead over Cincinnati.
Yep, that's what I thought. They overtook them, I think, last night.
Yeah.
But, look, man, Tampa Bay Devil Rays continue to just do business. They are 8.5 games over the Yankees. And the Yankees lost 3 in a row. They're losing. Look, they lost. Let's see. Was it 2 out of 3 against Baltimore? I think so. Yeah. 2 out of 3 against Baltimore at home.
Yep.
So you can't do that. So the Yankees are floundering. White Sox, they're 6-4 in the last 10. They're holding their own. They got a 9.5 game lead over the Cleveland Indians. So that Central Division's taken care of. Mm-hmm. Their pitching, by the way, has been outstanding. I mean, their pitching is just ridiculous. They have a differential of 136.
Right. That's insane. Tampa's differential is 175,
which is
but the White Sox are only allowed. The White Sox have allowed less runs. I'm just trying to scan
they only
it.
allowed 500.
White Sox. It's looking like the White Sox have allowed the least runs in Major League Baseball.
Right. They are. mathematically tied with in wins with the Houston Astros, but Tampa has 87 wins. Tampa and the Giants, I think, the San Francisco Giants have the best. The best win-loss spread or wins in all of Major League Baseball. Tampa. But then in
the Central, with 84 wins, Milwaukee, but they're sitting on an 11-game lead.
Right, and
they can just cruise this.
They're absolutely cruise. Now, Atlanta took over the East, man, the NL East. That is a crazy division because the Phillies and the Mets are still technically in it. The Washington Nationals, our Nationals, Sam, 15 and a half games back. Dude, they're in the bottom dweller. Dude, they're tied with Miami right now.
2-8 in their last 10. Also with a 2-8 record in their last 10. Here's Pittsburgh and Arizona.
Yeah. Did you see what the Nationals did? They were leading 6-0. They lost, right? Yeah. Then the Mets were leading 7-2. They came back and tied the Mets. Then they lost in 11. And then Nationals came, I think, the other day, down 3 in the bottom of the 9th, and they wound up winning the game. It's just insane.
Washington's. I've long weekend has my days thrown off. I thought they'd won 2 in a row, but it's two of the last 3 versus the Mets. I think there was a double header in there, right? You make no sense out of that team, but man, it's painful.
It's painful to watch, man, because I mean, look, they just won the World Series 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
19. And did Bob Boone, vice president of the Nationals, resigns over vaccine policy. I swear I saw something about Rizzo as well. The team is just
it's
not
ridiculous.
Floundering. It is just
it is.
over. They know nothing right now.
It's a mess. But anyway, enough of baseball, man. I mean, playoffs are coming around the corner.
All right, man. We'll get some playoff talk as we get to playoff season.
October matters, man.
But you know what? We've got 3 days until we're going to see the NFL back.
Yep. Well, here we go, man. NFL season starts Thursday. Tampa is hosting Dallas. Dallas, man, was in the news again today, Sam. Zach Martin, their guard, is out COVID. He was vaccinated, okay? He wound up catching COVID, and next thing you know, he's out. So Dak's going to be running for his life against that Tampa Bay defense. I believe the line, if I'm not mistaken, is still Tampa 7.5, I think it is, but it could have changed with that Zach Martin news. But let me see here.
No, that's a website. That's not going to keep
here
that.
We go. It is actually 8 now. It went from 7.5 to 8.
Okay.
So Tampa Bay is favored by 8. But yeah, man. So Tom Brady versus Dak. I think we already talked about it, man. But our picks and stuff like that. But I mean, look, I don't think with Dak's been out. He's been hurt. He hasn't played in the preseason one bit. They're already complaining that Zach Martin is out. Ezekiel Elliott's saying that literally the best player on the team is gone. So I mean, the confidence of Dallas coming in this game is absolutely zippo. You got Super Bowl winning defense. With Tom Brady and gang. I mean, dude, this could be a blowout early. This could literally be a blowout early.
The Bucs returned all 22 starters.
Is
that
right? Correct. That's right.
Oh, and hey, you know who one of those starters is? Super Bowl winning quarterback Tom Brady.
You cannot make money by betting against Tom Brady.
You're not going to win betting against Tom Brady. Over-unders and a spread.
Did you see his comments this past week talking about how basically sissified literally the NFL has gotten right now?
No, I didn't. No, the only thing I saw the Brady thing saying that he got COVID after the championship parade last year, but he's keeping this stuff quiet. You find out about this 8 months later. And at this point, it's who cares? He keeps it quiet. You don't know what Tom Brady's going to do, what he's going to come out firing on opening night. And that's one of the things about Tom Brady. You can't figure him out. You think you know him.
No.
You think Tom Brady. He's a statue in back there. He's not going to roll around. And then watch him. He'll go and have 2 scrambles to pick up first downs. Don't tell him he can't do something, because he's going to do it.
Oh, and he's just an ultra competitor, man. But Tampa, with this news coming out of Dallas, man. Again, I don't know what Dak's going to do. I have no clue, man. But I'm not a believer in this Dallas Cowboys team. You got to show me something first. But I think it's just going to be an early blowout, man. I really do. The defense from Dallas just sucked last year. One season's not going to help this team.
I don't believe in Dallas in any way, shape, or form. Even good offense, high flying offense. Offense is going to score 30+ points a week, but their defense is going to give up 35 a week.
I have a question. I have a question for you, man.
Joke.
I need some advice. Okay, let me just kind of sit in my.
Take Brady in the points.
No. I'm gonna lean back, man. You be my psychologist, okay?
Okay, put your feet up.
I'm gonna put my feet up, Sam. Me being a Bears fan, an avid Bears fan, should I root against my own team and force them to see the loss and get absolutely hammered this week, so the coach Nagy and his idiocracy could literally come to his senses and put in Justin Fields? I've got to root against my Bears. I want to see Justin Fields, man.
I'm with you. I'm going to tell you to do that. Do you want to see? I think I asked you this as we were talking about one of our season preview kind of things. Do you want to see Chicago win with Dalton win 6, 7, 8, 9 games this year, and push off the development of Justin Fields for a year, or have Andy Dalton go and just absolutely crap the bed weeks 1 and 2, so that they have no choice to put in Fields, and then Justin Fields goes. The Justin Fields led Chicago Bears go 5-12 this year. Yes, or the Andy Dalton led Chicago Bears go 6-11.
That is a great point. I want to put up a poll. I'll put up a poll on Twitter about this. Would you rather see an Andy Dalton mediocre 7-8 or a 7-9 season or 7-10 season, or a Justin Fields 4-12 or 4-13 season? I'd rather see a Justin Fields 4-13 season. That's a great poll.
But with that, you have to hope that the Fields' development comes along. That he, as the season goes along, you see the mistakes go down. You see his confidence rise, his decision making, his team leadership. Those things build. I like Justin Fields, and I think Justin Fields could be a star quarterback for years to come, but they have to develop him right.
Well, we look at all the greats, man. Peyton Manning came in, he was 1-15, okay? His first season.
Yep.
Turned out to be a pretty good quarterback, right?
He was okay.
He did pretty daggone well.
Right.
You know what I mean? We look at Brett Favre when he came in with Atlanta, played a little bit there, went to Green Bay, struggled, okay? Then tore it up. I mean, you look at all the greats, man. I mean, most of the greats. Troy
Aikman. Wasn't Troy Aikman on a 1-15 Dallas team?
He was 1-15 Dallas team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to see him get his bumps and bruises. You know what I mean? Throw his interceptions. Learn from his mistakes this year. I want to see. I'm kind of running off this year anyway. Okay, there's not too many rookies that come into this NFL, and absolutely, Ben Roethlisberger was the only rookie to go to the Super Bowl in his rookie year as a quarterback. I'd rather see his development. I want to see what he can do. You know, he's already taken some hits already in preseason. He's come right back. But I want to see what this offense can do with Justin Fields. And I want to see, number one, and there's actually a second point of this. I want to see if Matt Nagy can adjust his offense around Justin Fields. I don't think so. I think that's the problem. I think that's why Matt Nagy's not doing it, because
Mhm.
Matt Nagy does not know how to coach a Justin Fields.
Yeah, the pocket passer NFL it's said a lot. Although that time is over, but now more so than ever, your pocket passers, your pure pocket passers, are turning into a thing of the past. Lamar Jackson, Mahomes, Fields, Jones. They're getting out of the pocket, but with the exception of Jackson, they're not doing those stupid things that are going to get them hurt. You need 6, get 7, and get down, and don't get hit. So, are coaches going to accept that and change? And like you said with Nagy, can he accept that he's got a mobile quarterback? Let me throw in some read option stuff here, and let my quarterback get out and move.
Yeah.
And give him a chance to win me some games.
Yeah, that's a great question, man. I don't know, man. The answer to that question, dude, I think – look, these kids coming out of school are different from the kids that came out of school back then, okay?
Yes.
They don't need to hold clipboards now. The offense, and this is what Tom Brady was saying. Tom Brady was talking actually about Justin Fields. He said he was watching the Chicago game. And the way the NFL has structured the penalties is instead of penalizing a quarterback, because look, back when Brady first started, he had to know how to read a defense and not get his players killed. You can't leave a wide receiver going across the middle, lead your receiver, and then throw the ball and then he gets crushed. That's a quarterback mistake. That's a cognizant thing that you had to do as a quarterback to protect yourself and protect your players. And he said, he was talking about Justin Fields, made a mistake, but then they penalized the defense. And the defense should not be penalized for a mistake the offensive player made. And that's exactly what happened.
You're all these penalties for late hits on a quarterback when you kind of just like brush into him. Or you're talking about here throwing a ball and putting your receiver in a defenseless position. Well, a defenseless position, if the receiver takes that hit from a crushing safety, it's the safety that's going to get penalized. In where it shouldn't be.
But again, that is a quarterback mistake for putting the receiver in that position.
Yes, it is.
Right.
So, but now the defense is penalized for that. So it's almost like hey, let's throw these wide receivers out as cannon fodder because you know what, he is an incomplete pass, but we got the 15 yards.
Correct. No, exactly. I mean, but again, that to me is the wussification of the NFL. And again, I mean, I would hate to be a quarterback or defensive player or safety or something like that in the NFL today, because you really can't do nothing, man. I mean, it's a shame. But going back to this thought like you talked about, man, about how these rookie quarterbacks are coming out, man. These rookie quarterbacks are coming out just in gangbusters, and they're able to play the game right now. Like right out of the gate, because again, the way the NFL is and it's structured, it is an offensive friendly league now. And honestly, a lot of these NFL teams are going the quote unquote NFL style offenses. There's no NFL style offenses.
No,
it's just an enhanced college deal.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of putting up bags of Doritos and them reading, bags of Doritos and that calls a play.
Yeah.
On a poster board, they're actually putting words to it, but it's the same formations.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of that, and as we were talking about fantasy here just last week, receivers catching the ball, running backs catching the ball, because that's a safety valve check down. My first two choices downfield are covered. My running back over here, I'm going to flip to him, a little scat back to pick up 6.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that makes a quarterback look good. You don't have to be great, but you can do things to make yourself look good. And with let's say take Josh Allen. He wasn't a superstar when he first started playing, but he's gotten better.
He's grown into probably one of the best, if not top three best NFL quarterbacks right now.
Your top three quarterbacks. Your top three quarterbacks in the league all have been in the league less than 5 years. Well, all right, non-Brady division.
No, I agree.
Okay.
Well, besides, we have a Thursday night football game, but besides that, man, what game are you kind of looking at this Sunday, man, and thinking this is going to be? I'm looking at the Cleveland Kansas City game. I think that's going to be a phenomenal game.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
I can't believe we're saying I cannot wait to see Cleveland.
I can't wait to see a Cleveland game. Right. I know.
I'm interested to see.
I am too.
This game. This is going to be a fun game, and I think I tell you what, I think Cleveland's defense is going to have something to say about shutting down Mahomes, man. Because look, Mahomes now is in his third or fourth year, right? Third year.
Fourth. He's been to two Super
he didn't
Bowls.
play the first year.
All right. So this would be his fourth season. Third year starter.
I heard an NFL executive say, an anonymous NFL executive say, and he's talking about Lamar Jackson. They have figured him out.
Okay,
NFL
we'll see.
teams has figured out Lamar Jackson.
We'll see.
Right?
We'll see Monday night.
But you know what, though? Patrick Mahomes, I heard, it could be the same thing. These defensive coordinators are starting to figure out Mahomes. Here's the deal. They said the same thing about Mike Vick. Mike Vick had a 3-year run, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He had a 3-year run. And it was game over after that. Right?
Yeah.
So these NFL defensive coordinators, you give them time, you give them enough tape, they will figure you out.
Okay, Mahomes is finished. Okay, sorry, I don't buy it. Hill,
I'm not saying that.
Hardman, Kelsey. Oh no, this nameless NFL executive, Edwards-Helaire. Mahomes has too many weapons to be finished. How are you covering? He drops back to pass. You've got to cover. There's 4 people you have to cover. One of the top 2 wide receivers in the game, probably the top tight end of the game, and then another. There's this Hardman guy who's going to haul in 10 touchdowns this year too, and Edwards-Helaire in the backfield. And Mahomes can scramble too. What are you figuring out? I figured out his second look is Travis Kelce. So I'm just going to make sure that we drape Kelsey. You ain't doing it. It's that you haven't figured it out. You're lying. You're straight up lying to make yourself look good and try and throw some shade at this Patrick Mahomes kid. I love the kid. I want to see him. I want to see him play in 7 more Super Bowls.
I'll tell you how you can figure him out. I'll tell you how. You have 2 bookends like the Washington Redskins do. Yes, I call them Redskins.
Oh,
that can bracket them. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then you have a middle linebacker like a Roquan Smith that can go from sideline to sideline. Okay, that will cover your tight end. And then you have at least a secondary, like an average secondary, that can double team Tariq Hill. Who you got then? Okay.
All right. So if we go back to this unnamed NFL executive has got Mahomes figured out. He's got it figured out by he's going to have.
No, I didn't say Mahomes. I said Lamar Jackson.
Oh, Jackson. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
I'm arguing for Patrick Mahomes, and we're talking Lamar Jackson.
No. But even so, this kind of goes into that kind of style offense. But like Lamar Jackson, dude, I think everybody's picking Baltimore. They think they're going to go and listen. My upset of the week, by the way, is Los Angeles beating the Ravens.
Las Vegas beating the Ravens.
Yes, Las Vegas. That is why if you're going to put any money, put $50 down on the money line on Las Vegas. That's my absolute, not lock, but that is a good bet.
As I'm looking up and down the schedule, I'd be willing to say that's a good bet. I've said it. I'm on record saying that Lamar Jackson won't play 17 games this season, and that's why your Baltimore Ravens here are not going to be winning that division. That's right. That's Cleveland's division, man.
Could be. Yes.
Yeah.
Could be. I got a question. Does Baker Mayfield go over 100 yards?
Hold on. Can you hear me still?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Make sure I hit the button the right way. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say there again?
Does Baker Mayfield go over 300 yards?
I'm going to say he does, because you're going to have to score against Kansas City, and Cleveland is not going to be Miami to Alabama when they're going up against Kansas City. This Cleveland team thinks they're ready. This Cleveland team, on paper, could be your third best team in the AFC, and they're going to go up and face the number one team in the AFC. I think he's going to go for 300 because he's going to have to go out there and throw the ball around, gunsling like Mahomes is doing, and you're going to have to score 34 to beat him.
Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, that's a pretty good tandem, man.
Oh, yes,
that's hard to get away from.
That doesn't mean he can't be slinging. He can't be slinging the ball out to them, and one of them picks up 30.
But here's the deal: how do you beat Kansas City?
You keep Mahomes off the field.
That's exactly right, and you run the ball. And
isn't that what Brady did against them in the Super Bowl? Yeah,
that's exactly what he did. So I mean, you keep the ball, time of possession. You need at least a 2-minute advantage over time of possession, man, to keep Mahomes off the field. There's no doubt about it. And how you do that is run the football and play good defense. I mean, and again, special teams. Special teams.
Mahomes is still going to get on the field, and he's going to go. It's going to be a 3 and touchdown, not 3 and out, 3 and touchdown. And so they're back on the field. Can that defense hold up? I think Cleveland's easily going to win that time of possession game, and wear that defense down, and then you've got a chance to catch them there in the end. Hey, for your 4 o'clock start on Sunday, that's generally reserved for your best game of the day. That's going to be that is absolutely the best game of the weekend.
Yeah. Well, another game I'm going to want to see is the Monday nighter again, Baltimore and Las Vegas. I'm very intrigued. I'm sorry, it's this. Yeah, it is Monday night. I'm very intrigued about this Las Vegas team. I really am.
I am too. The Raiders have kind of been that team where they'll have a couple halfway decent seasons, and then they go off for a few years and just play mediocre to terrible. But they could be on the way back, and they always fed off of that black hole thing from Oakland from the fans, and you saw how Las Vegas fans just dove right in head first with the Golden Knights, and now you're giving them the Kingfish.
By the way, Golden Knights, the number one home field advantage in all of hockey.
Yeah, and the Oakland Raiders always had a very big home field advantage. Right. And now you're gonna take that silver and black hole to Las Vegas. Oh, it's good. It's going to be great.
Yeah, the production that was taking place with that was absolutely tremendous. Yeah. By the way, just reminds me of the series when we won the Stanley Cup. That'd be the Washington Capitals against Las Vegas. It was still today, man. Just gives me chills. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I've got a handful of those videos saved in my phone, and I'll tell you, there's a song I'll hear every so often. It's like, oh, you know what? I got to go back and watch that. And I've told my family this, Greg, and you and I have been friends since the 6th grade, so you have to have a hand in this as well. There's about a 2-minute video of Evgeny Kuznetsov scoring the overtime winner versus Pittsburgh in Game 6 of the 2018. There's a video of that. It's that goal from every angle. At my funeral, that has to be played. That 2-minute video of Evgeny Kuznetsov scoring from every angle versus Pittsburgh in Game 6 overtime 2018. That has to be played at my funeral.
The hated Pittsburgh Penguins. Oh my God, that was.
Yeah.
I mean, what was even better, Sam? was you could hear a pin drop in Pittsburgh. It was like, what just happened? It was phenomenal.
Now that we're talking about it, I know you're going to go back and watch it here sometime very soon. My favorite thing in the whole in that whole video, and especially if you catch that one where it's from every angle, you get to see this from every angle too.
Yeah.
It's Chris Letang knowing he can't catch up, flings his stick at Kuznetsov, and as Kuznetsov is doing the bird, he's on all fours, head down, just sliding and spinning across the ice until he smacks into the wall at the end. It's great. I loved it. That's my favorite thing to see in that whole video.
Yeah, I mean that was unbelievable. I mean it was. It was just great memories, man. Great memories.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. That's the first. I was a kid in 1990 when Cincinnati won the World Series. They were my team at that point. In my adult life, that was the first time a team I rooted for won a championship, and getting to share it with my wife and my kids. We went to the Game 1 viewing party. We were at Game 5 at a Buffalo Wild Wings with about 300 of our closest Caps fans. Those places were great, and that I get to spend that with my wife, with my kids. I'll never forget it.
Oh yeah, no, it was.
Yeah. And then championship parade day too.
It was one of the best things I could ever have watched, man. It was absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. I mean, what could you say? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're still a little way from hockey, though. It's still we're 5-ish weeks away from opening night. So we'll definitely be getting some hockey talk and hockey preseason stuff. Here, but
it's coming. Yeah,
man, I can't.
Yeah, it's coming up, man. It's coming up.
Yeah. I want to say it was Andy Poland from Sports Talk 980 WTEM here out of Washington that I heard him say this years and years and years ago. That was when NFL training camp started, something he called first of sports. It's when training camps start, if you think about everything that falls in line from what is that, like mid to late July through the first part of June, that's a good 10 months of just solid sports stuff going on every time, every weekend. And so we're out of that now. We're out of that malaise of the summer. We had a full college football weekend. We're going to get ready to settle in for another college football weekend, and then we're going to get the king back. The NFL comes back Thursday night.
That's right, man. I mean, this is my favorite time. I mean, this and obviously April. April is special for me. You have the Masters coming up. You've got college basketball bracket, and then you also have the start of Major League Baseball. It just I wake up and it's like. You smell it. You know what I mean? Oh
yeah, it's just come April. It's like there's almost too much going on. But hey, I love that time too. But this time it's say we're gonna today's Labor Day. Summer's over. The kids are back to school tomorrow, but we've got the NFL. I'm going to go through. So as it gets cold. And we have Halloween and we have Thanksgiving and Christmas through New Year's. I know I'm going to get me some NFL every weekend.
Yes. Yeah. No. I mean, exactly. Again, look. I mean, like we said, hockey also comes. Here very very soon. Hockey starts in I think a month, right? It'll be September, and the Caps I think start at New York, right? So,
yeah. The Caps. Yeah. The Caps.
No, they're at home. They've got 3 home games.
Open to season against the Rangers. Yep. I'll be camping that weekend, and I'm actually going to be in upstate New York when the Capitals have.
Hey, I got a special gift for you. You ready? You ready for this?
Shoot.
It is Ovechkin moving back. He gives it on to Kuznetsov. Moving on in. He scores!
feels unbelievable, when you get first round and you get second round, and it's pretty emotional. I don't have a word for that, I'm not expecting myself to score a game in that situation, so when you score, you feel unbelievable.
It's amazing what cocaine can do.
Absolutely,
It's
yeah.
amazing what crack can do.
Right.
That was so special, man.
Yeah. That's
What a great
that's,
call.
that's a fun little treat. Yeah, we've talked a ton of college football and even some Major League Baseball in the NFL, but
yeah, man.
but
I mean, look, it's
hockey probably still is my favorite sport. It's my adopted favorite sport.
No question,
It's going to be here soon enough, and I can't wait for that, because then once hockey starts, I'm going to have hockey games going on all week long, and then some college football and NFL, and then hockey all week long, and college football and NFL. It's just a great time, and it's going to be freaking cold. You're not going to want to go out and do anything. So that's when you just stay home and watch sports all day, all night.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, guys, go to motionsportsnetwork.com. Pick you up one of these beautiful hats. I got a special treat coming your way, man. I'll have to text it to you once it's done. But
don't forget to mention to go to the App Store, Google Play Store, wherever you download apps. The Motion Sports Network app is now available for download.
It is.
Download. It's work in
all
progress.
The videos that we do, all the blogs are there, Twitter's there, Facebook's there. You're gonna have live streaming there. I mean, it's just gonna be insane. We're growing this network, man. We want this to be nothing but sports. Look, I like guys that outkick. I like them. Like Clay Travis is building an empire. But dude, I don't want politics. You know what I mean? Too political. And I just want sports. Kind of like the old ESPN. Kind of like you turn on the TV, man. You're watching and you're hearing about just old sports, man, and just all sports. Get the politics out of my stuff, man.
Greg, I can't believe it. We've hit the hour mark again, and we had all of these topics to still cover that covered all the politics stuff. But I guess we're just not going to be able to get to it again this week, man. I'm sorry.
It is. It's just one of those things, man. It's amazing that you could actually talk sports for an hour without having to cover anything about politics. It's just a shame. So
yeah, we got to talk about the fun parts of sports. Yep,
guys, we're out of here, man. A lot of sports going on this weekend. Hey, follow your boy, man. I'm gonna put up my college football picks here soon. 14-4-1 last week, man. Win you some cash. And also my DraftKings stuff will be up as well. Followed it, and fantasy football as well. We got a whole slate of stuff. So just keep it on the Motion Sports Network, man. You'll see what's going on, and it is going to get real. So, all right, guys, we're out of here. See you later.
See you.